Oh, what a beautiful morning. I don't have a ton to say today. I can hear some of you cheering. I won't be rambling on about stuff this morning. I guess the only thing I'll say is it was a great night. I slept wonderfully. It was a beautiful little campsite area. I am moving a little slowly and definitely am not going to try to make that push for Caratunk that I was talking about, those extra miles and all that. I kind of looked back at things last night and I still have to do some pretty decent miles even just to stay on plan, you know, to make it into Stratton, to do my resupply here in a couple of days. I still have to do like, 20 miles today and 18 miles tomorrow. So I'm not going to increase that, and it'll be good, It'll be good to get into Stratton and stay in a bunk. Even though I won't be taking any days off or anything, I'll still be doing the same amount of hiking, but it'll be nice to get in and do that and, be able to take one extra shower in there and then get on to Caratunk. So that means in 2 days, I'll be spending the night in Stratton. So not tonight, but tomorrow night. And then 2 days after that, I'll be stopping in Caratunk at the post office, which I have to do between 2 and 4. These little town post offices. But anyway, as long as I can get there before 4, I'll be getting my package, and I won't be staying there or anything, just heading out. Most likely, anyway. I don't think there's anywhere to stay. And by then I'll be getting really close to the 100-mile wilderness. Exciting. Here's one of the little stream water sources in my guide. I'll tell you what, this is about this is what a lot of the water sources are looking like here. No flow, some of them are totally dry. And then there's obviously enough to get by. I mean, somewhere up here I'll come across a nice stream and it'll be fine. But yeah, the people I've been running across here in Maine have all said that they've been in a pretty good drought for a while, that they haven't seen any of the big, huge snows that they usually see, crazy snow winters for the past 3 years or so. And so, we can definitely tell it with the water sources. You cannot count on them for sure. Yesterday I went past one, I want to say it was called Bemis River, but that might have been a mountain, I don't remember. But anyway, and it said in my guide that you'll have to ford the river. Well, I mean, it was easy for me to just jump across the rocks that were there, because it was so low. It was more like a little creek. So I think I've got another one on the menu today that's supposed to be forded, and I don't know if it'll be a big rager or if it'll be a little tiny dried up thing too. So we'll have to see. But unfortunately, they're having drought issues here. There's a lift down there. stream behind me. A little mini waterfall there. I don't know if you can see it very well. But anyway, I think I found my camp for the night. Pretty uneventful day. It was a good day. Actually, you know, I didn't say much about it this morning, or maybe I didn't say anything, but my Achilles and everything was bothering me a lot, really a lot. I was very worried about it. But I folded up my microfiber towel and put it underneath my heel in my shoe to lift my heel, because the problem is when my foot is, you know, flexing it too much, it just pulls that tendon and it really hurts. So anyway, I did that, and I also did a little tape job on it. Literally pretty simple. If you can see it there, goes down under my heel and connects. But anyway, it does the same thing, keeps my foot from pulling up too far. A little tape job I learned in high school, actually, in my sports med class, and it worked great. So I managed to do okay today. It's a little sore, but not nearly as sore as it was yesterday, and I hiked the whole day today. So, you know, did, I think, 19 miles or something like that. So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't know, about maybe 5 miles into my day, just randomly met Ross DeLorean is her name. Just a young woman who had stayed in town last night at that road I had just crossed. Had just come out, and we were both filling up water at the same source. So anyway, we just started hiking, and just so happened we hiked about the same pace. So we hiked the whole day together. Just talked and, you know, stopped and got water when we needed to and stuff, and we just had the perfect exact pace, so that was great. And then I got to where I needed to be tonight, found this perfect spot, and of course she had hiked 5 less miles and wanted to hike further, so she went on, and she's doing her thing now tonight wherever. And it was a good day. It was nice to kind of have somebody to hike with that was just like right at the right pace. You know, it just doesn't happen very often. You know, you've heard me talk about that happening with Hopper several times, but otherwise not much. So it was nice to have somebody to talk to. It made the day go really fast. So today, not today, tonight, I'm just going to get set up, eat, and call it a night pretty early. And then tomorrow I hike probably another, whatever it is, 17, 18 miles into Stratton, and that's where I will resupply at the Hostel of Maine. And then I will probably just stay there tomorrow night, since I will have paid them to drive me into town anyway. You know, it's free. The shuttle's free if you stay there, and it's only like another $20 to stay there. So anyway, I'll probably just stay there, and then head out the next day. So yeah, no zeros or anything like that. It'll be a nice full day tomorrow, just like it was today, and everything seems to be going well. So it was a beautiful, perfect day, man. I hope this weather keeps holding out. Good night. Wow, what a nice night that was by the stream. That noise just really helps you sleep. Although I didn't sleep as much as I could have. I don't know, I wasn't quite as tired last night as I've been, oddly. But anyway, I was there for quite a while last night. Basically had everything done, was in my tent pretty early like I usually am, and then an old acquaintance back from New Hampshire, Goldie, dropped in, and that's who you saw in the background there. And he just came in and said, "Hey, whoever's in that tent, just letting you know it's another hiker and not an animal." And anyway, we just talked for 2 or 3 minutes, and I got my tent and kind of started calling it a night while he got things set up. But he's a nice guy. It was nice having him there. You know, I like kind of camping by myself or tenting by myself out like that. But there is some kind of, you know, security in the back of your mind when there's someone else that you know and kind of trust or whatever, you know, right there close to you. So anyway, it was a good night. Hiking in 17 or 18 miles today to the Hostel of Maine, where I'll be staying tonight, and then resupplying, just a small resupply, 1 or 2 days worth of stuff, and then getting on with it tomorrow. So there's some, today I expect to be somewhat similar as far as difficulty to yesterday. There was a lot of climbing yesterday, some pretty big climbing, and then there were some decent sections where, you know, just tooling along, kind of like right here, right now. So today should be about the same. I'm getting started right around the same time as yesterday, just a little earlier. I think yesterday I got to my final camp destination there around 4, and I need to get to the road to get picked up today by 4:30 so I don't miss my ride. And I'm doing 2 or 3 less miles today. So all in all, everything is in my favor to make it on time, and so I expect I will. I'll keep you posted. Nice morning. I haven't checked the weather in weeks, but I'm pretty sure there's a storm blowing in. All right. Here's the highest point of the day. And about 5 miles to the highway before I get off to the hostel. It's been a good day, nice and cool. Starting to sprinkle. Moving pretty fast though, so I think we'll get in before it really lets loose. Look what I just came across. Cool. Less than 200 miles to go. I've been heading downhill for a little bit. It's going to be all downhill and pretty level for the rest of the time until I get down to Highway 27 and head into town. Get picked up. I'm going to get there way early though, which I, wanted to make sure of, so I didn't miss my ride. But my ride shows up at 4:30, and I'll probably get there at 2. So I have to kill some time. I need to start thinking about how I'm going to get home. So I might, if I can get a signal down there, I might start looking into flights on my phone and see what's available and how expensive it's going to be to do a one-way from Maine. So this is probably the beginning of my sort of reflective time that happens at the end of every one of these hikes. If you've ever watched these videos before, there comes some point where all of a sudden it sort of hits me that things are coming to an end, even though there's a bit of time. But after today, there's a good chance that 10 days I'll be off the trail. Like, you know, I'll be sitting in a hostel or a motel room or something, waiting a day or two or however it works out to grab a bus to Bangor, Maine to take a flight home. 10 days does not seem like much. It's like always going to be a huge change, you know. At this point I'm always kind of mixed feelings because this isn't that easy to do. And you know, there's always a part of you that's like, part of me that feels like it's gonna be nice not to climb another mountain for a while until I feel like it, you know. I've got a big climb tomorrow, in fact, really the last big climb, the Bigelows. And it's gonna be big and it's gonna be hard, but you know, once I get to the top of that and down the other side, it's like home free. I'll be getting close to the 100-mile wilderness, and you know, it won't be like I won't climb anymore, but that'll be the last of the really hard stuff. So anyway, it's all just kind of starting to hit that even though it'll be nice not to have to climb anymore, it'll be sad to be gone from here. And you know, this kind of pretty simple existence, sort of single-minded existence that's out here, you know, that you have to have when you're doing this. So I don't know, I might have some more thoughts about that in the next few days. All right, I made it my 17 miles today to Highway 27, I think. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just sitting here in a parking lot. You can see this kiosk behind me. I'm just chilling out on my sleeping pad and just waiting. I got a couple hours till they'll pick me up. Honestly, like, I could call them and they'd just come and get me, but it costs an extra $10 to have them come and get you early. And I mean, really, what am I going to do if I go to the hostel? I'm just going to sit there and mess around on my phone anyway and stuff. So I'm just going to sit here. It's nice outside, and they'll be here shortly. So yeah, so my day's pretty much over. It wasn't too bad. There was a lot of climbing, and I was really worn out from it, which is kind of, you know, a little bit disappointing just because, you know, I just had a 0. But I know what it is. It's all mental, you know. It's like, I knew I was coming out to get to the hostel, so you know, it just makes it a little harder to get the gumption up as you're going, and I also can feel like this whole thing's ending, you know. So it's just different, you know. If I had 600 miles to go, well, you just go up that mountain because you know you have 10,000 more to go up. But I know I only have a few more to go up, and I think that's playing with me. So anyway, but it all went great, and here I am way early, and you know, so it was a good day. Sprinkled just a little bit, but didn't rain at all. I didn't put any rain gear on or anything, so that was good. Just kept it cool. And, you know, pretty good news, well, good and bad news about my Achilles. So I've got it solved. Like, I'm not going to have a problem finishing this hike. It's all, you know, it's kind of figured out. I just need to have something to lift my heel in my shoe, and that worked great. Bad news is it worked its way out of my shoe, and it's somewhere on the mountain. So I apologize to everyone on the AT, the fact that I littered a nice microfiber towel somewhere on the trail. But anyway, so I'll have to figure something else out. I've got a spare sock maybe I can put in there. I don't want to lose that, though. Maybe I can duct tape that to, like, the sole of my shoe. I don't really know, the insole or something. But I need to figure something out with that. And then, you know, coupled with that kind of lift of my heel that I was doing, to keep the, you know, the over pronation, or I don't know, that's probably not even the right word, but anyway, keep it from flexing too far. I also had done that tape job, and the tape job worked great, and I had it on all day yesterday, and then I just left it on overnight. I've always heard, you know, you never want to keep it on more than like 3 days, and that maybe even is a little too much. Well, bad news with that is, it started where it was, you know, where the tension was on it. It took a nice layer of skin off. The tape took a layer of skin off of my leg. So, I mean, not a big deal. It looks way worse than it is. I mean, it's a little thin, like not very deep thing at all. It's just bright red and looks like a huge gash, but it's really not. So I just need to keep some, you know, I've got some antibiotic cream on there and it'll be all fine. But obviously can't tape right over that spot again. So I may need to tape a little bit lower. And it doesn't seem to be creating a problem anywhere else on my foot and leg where the tape was. So I'm going to maybe be able to keep that part on and keep using it. Since I don't have much tape, and just sort of re-tape the top every day or something. I don't really know, but either way, it's all going to work out. I just need to keep playing with it, and so, yay. So, yeah, I'm just going to sit here and chill and do some stuff, probably upload some video and mess around on the phone and maybe even take a little nap if these ants will stay away from me. And then just go in and get some resupply stuff and then hang out at the hostel and crash tonight. So this probably be the end for the day, but if there's an opportunity, maybe I'll jump on and say something else. Bye. Well, I'm in the hostel for the night, and yeah, I had some good dinner. This is a really unique place, and really kind of cool people that run it. Very attentive, and it's just a beautiful place. I mean, if you look at it, it's like gorgeous. They actually make you take all your stuff off, put on some loner clothes. You can see what I'm wearing here, and shower up and stuff when you first get in, and leave your junk outside, and so they just make sure everything's real clean. So anyway, it's been fantastic. Enjoyed talking with everybody and having some good dinner. Got some resupply. They have a whole bunch of their own supplies here at the hostel in Maine, and it's pretty cheap, so it's a lot easier than going into town. And I'm just getting ready to do a couple little things and hit the sack. Get ready to get out tomorrow.